First of all, oh, what a match. How do you feel about Unveiled?
I think right now things are just a little overwhelmed.
The Philippine sporting world has been left in disbelief after a stunning revelation from the storied Rizal Memorial Sports Complex. What started as hushed whispers and quiet rumors drifting through local fans has now been formally confirmed. And the magnitude of the news feels nothing short of incredible. A staggering $2 million project has been cleared to create a towering larger-than-life bronze statue, celebrating the nation's cherished tennis star. Alexa, a hometown hero whose journey from a wide-eyed young prodigy into a global icon has touched hearts across the world. The tribute is being described as far more than a simple masterpiece. Insiders say it will symbolize grit, resilience, and unwavering determination, capturing the pride of a nation that watched her rise through Grand Slam and W1000 stages with breathless awe. As excitement spreads, fans have flooded social media with debates about where the landmark will stand within the complex. While many believe this moment signals a lasting shift in Manila's sporting identity, for many supporters, the statue represents the ultimate recognition of the athlete who helped place the Philippines firmly on the global tennis map, turning an inspiring underdog story into a legacy that will stand for generations. The monument is said to embody everything the nation stands for, a powerful symbol of hope, ambition, and belief. And now her breathtaking legacy will quite literally be cast in stone and bronze for generations of young dreamers to admire. This is far more than a statue. It is a bold declaration to the sporting world that the Philippines has arrived on the global stage. And remarkably, the athlete at the center of it all is only 20 years old. Such an honor is usually reserved for historic figures or retired legends, which makes the moment even more extraordinary. Yet, when you truly look at what Alex Ella has achieved in such a short span of time, the reported $2 million investment begins to feel less like excess and more like a deserved tribute. On the court, she has been redefining women's tennis with fearless confidence, breaking expectations tournament after tournament with the poise of someone destined for greatness. Her electrifying run at the 2026 Miami Open perfectly captured this evolution. Carrying the hopes of an entire nation, a pressure that would overwhelm most athletes, Alex delivered a performance that confirmed her status as one of the sport's brightest stars. On March 22, she faced seasoned Polish competitor Magda Linette in a match analysts predicted would be a tense battle, but Alex turned it into a masterclass of controlled aggression. With surgical precision and her now-feared left-handed forehand, she secured a commanding 6-3 7-6 victory, dominating the tiebreak 7-2 and storming into the fourth round. The triumph silenced critics and reinforced the belief that Horizon is not a fleeting moment, but the foundation of a new tennis era. Inside Hard Rock Stadium, the atmosphere exploded as fans waved Philippine flags. Many overcome with emotion, fully aware they were witnessing something far greater than a single match, a defining moment in sporting history. It was more than just a victory. It was a statement. A 20-year-old from Quezon City announcing to the world that she didn't simply belong on tennis's biggest stage. But at the very top of it, commentators struggled to find words strong enough to describe what they were witnessing. While social media in the Philippines erupted into a frenzy across the nation, families woke at impossible hours, crowding around televisions and shouting encouragement as if their voices could travel across the Pacific Ocean and power every swing of her racket. That emotional, almost magnetic connection between Alex Ella and her people is something Philippine sports has rarely, if ever, experienced before. For longtime followers, Miami has always felt like destiny for the Filipina star, a city intertwined with her rise, almost a defining chapter in her journey. To truly understand why a bronze statue is now being built in her honor, you have to rewind to the unforgettable 2025 season when her legend first erupted onto the global stage. Entering the Miami Open as a wild card ranked far outside the top 100, she delivered one of the most astonishing Cinderella runs in women's tennis history. This was no lucky path or favorable draw. She toppled established champions, taking down Grand Slam winners one by one before achieving the unthinkable, a stunning victory over world number 2 Iga Swiatek. The result sent shock waves through the sporting world. A wild card outsider toppling the most dominant player in the game forced even veteran analysts to rethink everything they believed about modern tennis. Rally after rally, she matched the world's best from the baseline with fearless precision, redirecting pace, changing angles, and showing not a single flicker of doubt. In that exact moment, the Philippines realized it wasn't witnessing the rise of a promising prospect, but the arrival of a true generational superstar. She was no longer just a rising talent, but a legitimate bona fide superstar. And the story behind the statue becomes even more powerful when you trace her journey back to its humble beginnings. Long before the prize money, sold-out stadiums, roaring crowds chanting her name, magazine covers, and global sponsorship deals, Alex was simply a 4-year-old girl in Quezon City swinging a tennis racket nearly as tall as she was on local courts, dreaming without any awareness of the extraordinary future waiting ahead. Her path from small country clubs in Metro Manila to the elite and fiercely competitive Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, feels almost too cinematic to be real. The kind of story that sounds scripted for a movie. At just 13 years old, she made a life-changing decision that many adults would find overwhelming, leaving her family and everything familiar behind to chase greatness halfway across the world under the guidance of one of tennis's greatest champions. A now legendary family story tells of them rushing through Madrid airport just to snag a photo with Rafael Nadal before she had even officially joined the academy. A moment both humorous and symbolic of the determination that would define her career. Years later in 2023, she stood beneath the Spanish sun receiving her graduation diploma directly from Nadal himself alongside future rival Swiatek. A poetic scene that felt almost destined, with student and future competitor united under the mentorship of a legend. At the academy, she absorbed the relentless Spanish never-give-up mentality and fused it with the passion, resilience, and fighting spirit of a Filipina champion, creating a unique competitive identity that set her apart on the global stage. It is this rare combination, the fierce focus, unwavering intensity, and quiet confidence visible in her eyes, that sculptors now aim to immortalize in bronze, capturing not just an athlete, but the spirit of a journey that inspired an entire nation. That it is the unmistakable look in her eyes just before she unleashes a blazing passing shot down the line. A moment of pure certainty that her opponents can barely react to, let alone return. Fans around the world have come to recognize that expression, the quiet confidence that suggests she has already decided the outcome before the point even begins. That defining image, the one that inspired an entire nation, will soon be immortalized in bronze at the heart of the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex. Yet, while the Philippines celebrates this historic tribute, securing vantage points near the future statue and flooding fan pages with messages of pride, the Queen of the Court herself has no time to pause or reflect. The relentless European clay court season has arrived, bringing with it one of the most demanding stretches in professional tennis. Fresh off her dominant performances on Miami's hard courts, a surface she has practically turned into her personal kingdom, Alex is already preparing for her next challenge, traveling across the Atlantic to Austria for her highly anticipated debut at the prestigious Lindt Open scheduled from April 6th to April 12th. Far from being a simple warm-up tournament, the event features a stacked field filled with elite competitors, including multiple players ranked comfortably inside the WTA Top 40. This time, Alex is not entering as a wild-card outsider or an underdog hoping for a breakthrough. She arrives as one of the top contenders, a player others now hope to avoid in the draw. A remarkable transformation in just a single year. The shift from American hard courts to European indoor conditions is notoriously difficult even for seasoned professionals, as changes in bounce, pace, and atmosphere demand instant adjustments in timing, instinct, and strategy, setting the stage for yet another defining test in her rapidly evolving career. The transition between surfaces demands rapid adjustment. And many players who dominate on hard courts often struggle when conditions suddenly change. Yet, if there is anyone in women's tennis today equipped with the versatility, adaptability, and technical discipline to thrive through that challenge, it is the graduate of the Rafa Nadal Academy, a system built to prepare champions for every surface, every condition, and every tactical scenario imaginable, and the stakes only grow higher from here. Alex Ella's European campaign does not end in Austria. In fact, it is only the beginning. She is currently set to battle through the qualifying rounds of the prestigious 2026 Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in Stuttgart, Germany. scheduled from April 13th to April 19th, a tournament revered by insiders for its elite competition and growing global spotlight among fans. Stuttgart's clay courts are famously fast and unforgiving, demanding flawless technique, precise footwork, and unwavering concentration, where even the smallest lapse can decide an entire match. It is the ultimate proving ground for the sport's best competitors, and Alex arrives determined to prove herself once again. At its heart, this tale is about a remarkable athlete who defies the boundaries set by expectation or circumstance, and about a nation that dared to dream beside her, witnessing in wonder as one of their own transforms those dreams into reality. Meanwhile, the organizing committee leading the statue project has reportedly joined forces with globally celebrated artists and designers, striving to craft not just a monument, but an enduring emblem of ambition, resilience, and national pride that honors the extraordinary journey still unfolding before the eyes of the world. The organizing committee has brought in globally acclaimed sculptors, celebrated for crafting athletic monuments that embody motion, emotion, and intensity instead of rigid, lifeless stances. Sources familiar with the project reveal the vision is to capture Alex's frozen mid-swing in a commanding follow-through, every muscle radiating the explosive yet measured energy that defines her style of play. A sculpture meant not merely to honor a champion, but to awaken inspiration. It is meant to be the kind of statue where a young girl in Manila can stand and witness her own dreams mirrored back. A symbol strong enough to transform belief, showing an entire generation that stepping onto the world's grandest stages for their country is genuinely within reach. If Alex Ella's journey imparts one lesson, it is that limits exist only when people surrender to them. The global tennis community has met it with immense admiration, as players, coaches, and legends alike celebrate not just her victories, but what this moment signifies for the sport itself. Women's tennis has always embraced diversity. Yet, the emergence of a Filipino superstar on this stage brings with it a fresh, passionate audience, stretching the game's global influence in remarkable ways. Tournament organizers across Asia are already considering event expansions, eager to place her at the center as a headline draw. While sponsorship offers are reportedly multiplying so fast that her management struggles to keep up with the whirlwind of attention, fame, and opportunity, she remains remarkably grounded. The same driven and resolute young athlete who once stepped onto a distant academy far from home, simply hoping to show she belonged. And perhaps her most profound legacy is just beginning to emerge, as her impact on the next generation of players promises to transform youth tennis and ignite countless young athletes to grab a racket and believe that their dreams, too, are within reach ever since her breakthrough run in Miami in 2025. Youth tennis enrollment across the Philippines has reportedly soared to unprecedented heights, with parents who once never saw tennis as a serious path now guiding their children to courts throughout Metro Manila. Every weekend, rackets in hand, dreams of becoming the next Alex begin to take form. Local clubs that once wrestled to fill junior programs are now flooded, with waiting lists stretching months into the future. While the Philippine Tennis Federation is enjoying unprecedented funding, attention, and government support unlike anything in the nation's sporting past, one young woman swinging a racket with unwavering belief has not only altered match outcomes, but transformed the athletic landscape of a country of over 100 million people. As bulldozers ready the ground at the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex and sculptors start the delicate artistry that will turn clay into a $2 million bronze monument, the world watches a legacy that is still living and unfolding. Alex has already changed the course of Philippine sports in ways that will resonate for generations, showing that with sacrifice, discipline, and steadfast self-belief, greatness can rise from anywhere, no matter the background or doubt. The statue will stand as a radiant beacon of hope in the heart of Manila. Yet, the real masterpiece remains the career she keeps shaping with every match, every triumph, and every barrier she shatters along the journey. Now the questions turn to what lies ahead. Will she capture her first clay court crown in Linz, fight through the fierce qualifiers in Stuttgart, or once again ignite Madrid, the city that shaped her into the player she has become? The answers are just within reach, and the journey promises to be one of the most thrilling, emotionally charged sagas in sports today, leaving fans everywhere wondering whether this monumental tribute is the perfect celebration of her feats or an added weight as she faces one of the toughest stretches of her career. Whatever comes next, one thing is clear. The story is far from finished. and the world will watch every swing, every point, every heartbeat as history keeps unfolding.
Okay, Alex, first of all, congratulations. I heard you were a bit sick going into this. How are you feeling first?
Well, I think the adrenaline is pretty high right now.